Good morning, everyone. Boker Tov. In this week's Torah portion, we have the second paragraph of the Shema. And in it, we find the beautiful words, and you shall place these words, al levavcham, upon your hearts. And Rashi asks, which words specifically is the Torah referring to when it says you shall place these words upon your heart? And fascinatingly, Rashi interprets it by saying that what Moshe is telling the Jewish people is that there will come a day that you will be exiled from the land of Israel. And make sure that you continue to put on your tefillin and put mezuzot on your doorposts, because in the merit of these mitzvot, you'll return to the land of Israel. And therefore, from all of the 613 commandments, it is specifically these two mitzvot that is the greatest merit for the Jew and the Jewish nation, to merit that even in exile they shall remain proud and identified Jews. But here the Kotzker Rebbe says, why does it say you shall place these words upon your heart? Wouldn't it be much better if you placed them within your heart? And the Kotzker Rebbe says that sometimes you try to put the words into your heart, the words of Torah, but unfortunately they don't penetrate. Or you try to encourage another Jew to do a mitzvah, to study Torah, and they're not receptive. And you may have felt, I failed, I did not penetrate their heart. Says the Kotzker Rebbe, just put the words of Torah upon your heart. And eventually, there will come a moment when your heart will open and the words of the Torah will be absorbed within your heart. Because Torah is truth. Every Jewish soul yearns for a connection with God. And even if at the moment your heart is hard and not receiving and absorbing the words of Torah, eventually they will penetrate the heart. One of the hostages taken on October 7th was a 21-year-old Israeli by the name of Bar Kupestein. Bar's was a DJ and a security guard at the Nova Music Festival. And the reason he was working there was because his father was injured in a car accident and he supports his family. So whenever he could earn extra money, he always took jobs, and he was a security guard. And when the terrorists came to the Nova Music Festival, he saved and rescued many lives and treated many people. And his best friend said to him, let's get out of here. And he says, no, there are people who need help. I can't leave. And he kept on treating the wounded. He was ultimately captured by Hamas and taken hostage. And he still sits in captivity. And his beloved parents and his grandmother, who's a Holocaust survivor, are still waiting for him to return every day. Now, Bar put on tefillin every day. And so one night, his mother saw his tefillin sitting in his room, and that had not been put on since he was taken captive. And so she put up a post on social media saying, my son Bar, who is in captivity, a hostage in Gaza, has not been able to put on his tefillin since October 7th. If there's anyone who is willing to put on his tefillin until he comes home and you will return it to him, who has not been putting on tefillin, I would love someone to put on his tefillin every day. And within 1 hour, 15 different people responded to her request saying, I have not put on tefillin in years or my entire life. I would love to put on his tefillin in his merit for him until he comes home. And that sparked an idea, tefillin for our hostages. And today, thousands of Israelis who had never put on tefillin have agreed to stop putting on tefillin every day in the merit of the hostages. And those who have not had mezuzahs on their doorposts are putting up mezuzot in the merit of the hostages. And that is what Rashi tells us. These are the words we should put upon our heart. Specifically, the mitzvah of tefillin and mezuzah. Every Jewish home should have a mezuzah. Every Jewish man should put on tefillin. And in the merit of this, as Rashi says, we will all come back from exile, from captivity. We will all experience freedom and will be reunited with our beloved hostages. Last night at the DNC, we saw the parents of Hirsch Goldberg speak so inspiringly, encouraging everyone to do everything in their power to bring their son and all the 109 hostages home. we stand with them and all the families. And when we ask what we can do, in addition to advocating and demanding their release, we could put on tefillin and put a mezuzah on our doorpost. This is what Rashi is telling us. This is our way to show solidarity and strength and support our beloved hostages to do the mitzvot that unfortunately they cannot do for themselves. Have a wonderful day.